right, fantastic morning to you. Thank God for another beautiful week. Welcome to Brighter Public. We're just going to get right into it this morning. First off, we're going to read through all of the headlines that we have for you this morning, and then we begin to take it one at a time. This conversation is basically going to be between me and you this morning, so do well to make sure that you're joining as early as you can. Now, we're going to begin by just running through the headlines like I mentioned earlier, but in case you want to reach out to us via calls, the number to call is 0808 704 1217. That is our call line 0808 704 1217. To send us a text message on WhatsApp, is text message on WhatsApp 0901 615 0614 0901 615 0614. Now let's begin with this story right here this morning. This one is right here on Punch newspaper, and it says Fubara bows to pressure, invites 27 pro-Wike lawmakers to meeting. Fubara bows to pressure, invites 27 pro-Wike lawmakers to meeting, and the story is right here on Punch newspaper. Now moving forward to Vanguard newspaper, 11 killed, houses razed as armed headsmen attack Benue community. 11 killed, houses razed as armed headsmen attack Benue community. This story is right here on Vanguard newspaper this morning. Now let's move forward still on Vanguard. Nigeria's hardship, insecurity worsening. This one is coming from Catholic bishops. Nigeria's hardship, insecurity worsening. This is coming from Catholic bishops, and the story is right here on Vanguard. Now let's move forward still on Vanguard. Taxes on 70,000 naira minimum wage becoming unbearable. Sanu laments. Taxes on 70,000 naira minimum wage becoming unbearable. Sanu laments. This one is on Vanguard newspaper this morning. Now let's keep it going on Premium Times this morning. Again, Akpabio denies sexual harassment allegations, says Senate traumatized by Akpoti's action. Again, Akpabio denies sexual harassment allegations, says Senate traumatized by Akpoti's action. This one is on Premium Times this morning. Now moving forward to Daily Post or Daily Trust newspaper, PDP chieftain asks Nigerians to chase out APC in 2027. PDP chieftain asks Nigerians to chase out APC in 2027, and the story is on Daily Trust this morning. Now let's move forward to Leadership newspaper. Looming food insecurity, address farmers' challenges now, experts tell FG. Looming food insecurity, address farmers' challenges now, experts tell FG, and the story is on Leadership newspaper. Now moving forward to Punch. Butchers fear shut down as cow price soars to 2 million naira. The story is on Punch newspaper. Butchers fear shut down as cow price soars to 2 million naira. This one is on Punch newspaper this morning. Now that's all of the headlines that we have for you this morning. As usual, when we come back, we'll begin to take them one at a time. Like I mentioned earlier, we encourage you to be part of the conversation, and like I've been saying in recent times, if you're a very consistent listener on Bright Republic, it's about time that we hear your voice. So please make sure that you as much as you can, share your thoughts with us either via text or direct calls. All right, let today be your matriculation. Now, in case you want to call us, 0808 704 1217 0808 704 1217. To send us a text message on WhatsApp 0901 615 0614. Now, when we come back, this conversation begins. Please do not touch your radio. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. In case you're just tuning in, this is still Bright Republic on Bright FM 98.7. Now, we're going to begin with the story right here on Vanguard newspaper this morning. And I said that we're starting on the issue around insecurity, but I mean, it's a conversation that we need to have. 11 killed, houses razed as armed headsmen attack Benue community. This one is on Vanguard. Now, let's look at the detail of the story. At least 11 people have been killed and several others injured in a brutal attack by suspected armed headsmen on Ngbagena community in Benue State. The attackers who first invaded the community on Friday night returned on Saturday around 7 p.m. in larger numbers, unleashing terror and setting houses ablaze. They also looted food vans, leaving a community in distress. Now, a resident described the scene, saying they came back shooting and killing anyone in sight. They also burned homes and destroyed farm produce stored in food vans. The chairman of Katsina Ala local government area, Justin Shaku, confirmed the incident, describing it as an unprovoked attack. He reported that 11 bodies had been recovered, while 7 others were with serious injuries were receiving treatment in undisclosed hospitals. Shaku was at the scene, working with locals to arrange burials and assist affected families. President General of the TIV Worldwide, Chief Ihag, condemned the attack and urged authorities to deploy more security personnel to prevent further bloodshed. Now, Governor Hyacinth expressed deep condolences to the affected families and condemned the loss of innocent lives and destructions of homes. He assured the public that those responsible would be brought to justice and stated that security forces had already been deployed to troubled area. Governor Alia urged Benue residents to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities, emphasizing that security remains a top priority for his administration. Good morning one more time. Just like I noted earlier before I even, started taking this story, it's really a sad one that we're going to be starting with insecurity this morning, and we're looking at how that community in Benue State, was invaded unprovoked by people who are suspected to be armed headsmen, and we're looking at how that after the first attack that they had, or after the first invasion on Friday night, they returned back again on Saturday around 7 p.m. in large numbers, setting houses ablaze, killing people, shooting on sight, just basically unleashing terror to the people of this community in Benue State. Is really a very sad one, how that we're losing at least 11 people. I mean, their bodies have been found, and some other persons are already in the hospital receiving treatment. Now, I think it was also during the weekend, somewhere around Friday, Saturday, that some persons in some of our mothers, some of our women in Enugu State, came out also to protest the issue around attacks by suspected armed headsmen also in some areas in Enugu State, and they've been experiencing killings, rape cases, invasion of their farmlands to, destroy farm produce and also loot food banks. And it's still very sad that we're still at this point in our country where Nigerian citizens are not safe, being in their country, living in their country. And every other time that we talk about the issue around insecurity on this platform, it's a matter that we take seriously, especially when there's issue around loss of life. The issue around attacking communities unprovoked is something that I do not understand. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, and I don't get it. And that's why sometimes when People call for amnesty. People say that, oh, some persons have repented. Nigerians find it really very difficult to want to forgive, because I mean, how do you explain that you invade a community unprovoked, kill people, burn down houses, and destroy farmlands, loot farm produce, and were expected to welcome you back with open arms when say that you've repented. It's really very sad. It's really very sad. Whether we like it or not, these people are enemies of the state. These people are causing havoc in the society, and they really need to stop. And the only way that they can is if our security personnel make sure of that. The people of Benue State are bleeding at the time. Enugu also trended, just like I mentioned, during the weekend, regarding the issues around insecurity. We've talked about a lot of states in the north, with issues around kidnapping, banditry. Last weekend, we talked about ritual killings. Just about every other day, a Nigerian somewhere loses their life because of the level of insecurity that is in the country. And these days, it's not longer about how whether a person is at the wrong place at the wrong time. You can be in your house and these people bring havoc to your house, bring killings to your house, bring fight to your house, bring destruction to your house. So it's not even about being at the wrong place at the wrong time. It's about the level of insecurity that we have in the country at the time. And part of the things, or one of the major thing that is also fueling it, is the issue around lack these days, survival, hunger, poverty, and it makes that people can now do anything for money. Just about anything. Somebody gives you 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira, and says, go and cause harm to somebody. I mean, that's a lot of money to you. And you go and kill a fellow human being or commit one crime or the other. It's really very sad. It's really, really very sad. We're losing our people in Nigeria. It's just as if Nigeria is eating up her child. The last time it was school children being kidnapped. We saw what happened in the last administration with kidnappings and killings of school children. And it's as if it's returning again. We saw what happened with farmers also. It's as if it's returning again. There was a point in this country where it was really very difficult for farmers to go to their farms and do the needful. And we're seeing how that farm produce, the prices got higher. We're seeing how farmers will go to farm and get kidnapped or get killed, or one or two things will just happen. In fact, for villages who don't experience some of these things, they have to pay matching ground fee, to some of these bandits or unknown gunmen, just to be able to access their farm. So it makes that if you're going to go to farm, the farmers have to put together some amount of money to go and pay so that they can access their farms peacefully. These are some of the things that we've been experiencing in this country, aside the issue around killings and destructions of property. People are just basically living in fear across board, and that's why when I talk about the issue around insecurity, I'm like, all hands, have to be on deck. Insecurity does not know tribe, does not know religion, it does not know fair, black. It happens to every other person. Nobody is asking you where you're from before they kidnap you. Nobody's asking you what religion are you, or this or that. Some of the cases that we've seen, it cuts across board. Do you understand? So some of the persons who have experienced kidnappings and who have visited some of these kidnap camps or the terrorist camps or what have you, because they were packed maybe in the school or packed in their farms or from their houses. You go there, you see people of all tribes, people of all religions and what have you, and that's why it's very important for all hands to be on deck to fight this insecurity that is bedeviling us in this country. um and our security personnel, our military, they are at the forefront. They are fighting this battle. We're also losing some of our gallant, soldiers, and we're praying for them. We're asking for the government to also support them as much as they can with the necessary resources that they need, the necessary gadgets that they need, to fight this issue around insecurity. And people who are also working behind the scene to make sure that insecurity thrives in the country, they are enemies of the state, and it is high time our security personnel also begin to look towards that area, because we believe that when you cut off the source of a thing, it dies a natural death. So if there are no persons who are sponsoring this insecurity heavily, the rate at which we experience insecurity in this country is going to reduce drastically. It's sad that every day on the news we keep hearing one story or the other. One story or the other, both the one that the news captures and the ones that happen in rural areas where nobody sees them, where nobody knows, where people's bodies are just, buried, and people are just basically looking for their loved ones and not seeing them, and most times, or almost every other time that we talk about insecurity, some of our callers call for state of emergency. And this is something that we don't have to lose all Nigerians before we know that this insecurity has become really serious. It's become a chain of business that is making people money, and because they want to keep making money, their business has to continue to thrive, and that's at the expense of, average Nigerians who are trying to make ends meet, who are trying to survive, both with the harsh economic realities on ground, just basically trying to live, and you still come to their houses, come to their communities. Some of the little things that they are doing to survive, you ruin it, you scatter it, you burn down houses, you kill people. It's sad. Is really very sad. And our security personnel, our government, their job, their first job description, the one that is at the top of the priority list, is protection of lives and properties. And we have said it time and time and time again, and they need to begin to take that role, that job, seriously. People from first world countries don't just lose their citizens like that. We can't keep losing our citizens in Nigeria to unscrupulous elements who have just come in to destabilize, the country. We need to fight it head on and squarely. All right. Now, moving forward, also still on the issue around, insecurity, Catholic bishops. This story is right here on Vanguard. The Catholic Bishops Conference of Nigeria, that's the CBCN, has issued a dire warning about the country's economic hardship, insecurity, youth unemployment, which have reached alarming levels despite recent government reforms. Now, the bishops expressed grave concern over rising poverty, food inflation, kidnappings, and the deplorable state of correctional facilities, calling for urgent and decisive action to address the crisis. They emphasize that millions of Nigerians are suffering under extreme conditions of poverty and fear, with 129 million people living in multi-dimensional poverty and food inflation hitting 39.84%. The bishops also raised alarms over worsening insecurity, citing violent attacks by Boko Haram, bandits, and unknown gunmen. Now, as well as escalating kidnappings for ransom, they noted that even religious leaders have become targets, citing the recent abduction of Father Philip Ekweli and the brutal killing of Father Sylvester Okechukwu. The bishops urged the government to step up its security efforts, invest in intelligence gathering, and provide necessary tools for security forces to protect lives and properties. They also emphasize the need for sustainable solutions to address the root cause of economic hardship rather than relying on palliatives and temporary relief programs. Now, with 53% of Nigerians' young population unemployed, the bishops describe the situation as a ticking time bomb, warning that widespread joblessness is pushing many young people into crime. They urge the government to invest in vocational training and job creation initiatives to prevent further social unrest and radicalization of frustrated youths. The bishops also criticized the deplorable state of Nigeria's correctional facility, calling for judicial reforms, improvements in prison infrastructure, and expansion of rehabilitation programs to help inmates reintegrate into society. They emphasized the need for national transformation through good governance, social justice, and active citizen participation. Now, they really touched a lot of important things. The Catholic bishops, they pointed out a lot of important things, that we should note. We're looking at the rising poverty in the nation at the time. We're looking at food inflation. We're looking at kidnappings. We're looking at the deplorable state of our correctional facilities. We're looking at youth employment and how that is reaching a very alarming level. These are just a lot of things to point out: worsening insecurity, violent attacks by Boko Haram bandits or unknown gunmen, and what have you. And just like I pointed out earlier when we were reading the last story about what happened, in Benue State, I pointed out that is really on a high, and the issue around unemployment, just like I also mentioned earlier, is also one of the things, fueling insecurity. Sometimes when we talk about insecurity, we look at the ones happening on larger scales, and we're not also touching some of the petty criminal activities happening, in our different communities, affecting a lot of persons. Why? Because of unemployment, because of poverty, because young people are just basically looking for how to make ends meet, and they are, instead of now doing the right things, they want sharp money. I mean, it was last week we also touched the issue around ritual killings, and how young people are now trying to make fast money, sharp money, and it's as if people are now they don't care about consequences anymore. They're just thinking about the now. Can I get this thing now? They're not thinking about what is going to be, the effect of this thing. They're not understanding that, there's cost, there's effect, there's repercussions for actions. They just want to go ahead and, do what they have to do at the time, make the money, and just basically survive. If you look at what's happening with loan apps now, and how loan apps are, they're just basically ripping people off their funds. Sometimes you even pay 100% interest off the loan, that you take from these loan apps. The question is why? It's because people are poor, people are frustrated, people are looking for how to just get that money now. So that's why somebody can go on a loan app. You want to loan 100,000 naira from them, and they tell you that you're going to pay back 200,000 naira, in 4 months. And you're not thinking, you're not asking yourself, how am I going to pay back 200,000 naira? You just want that money now. And before you know what is happening, you take loan from this app and you are in problem. Now, when you are in problem and they start chasing you up and down, you start looking for, things that you can do to people, cause harm to people, just basically to get that money back and pay. A lot of unrest with young people, just doing the wrong things to make ends meet. And we've talked about how there should be more job creation, so that even if it's skill acquisition opportunities where young people learn skills that are vital in the society, that will serve the needs of the people, so that they can give out the skills and make money in return. The widespread of joblessness in the country at the time is really really pushing people into crime, both on a bigger scale and on a small scale. People are now forming their own cartels just to start something and cause unrest in the society. To who? To the average Nigerians who don't even have anything. You know what I mean? 70,000 naira minimum wage. Every taxes are taking it. Increments in this one or that one is taking it. Insecurity is taking it. You know, it's just as if being in Nigeria at this time is stressing a lot of Nigerians out. You know, what do we want to point out now that is making the average Nigerian who is living in this country happy and proud of their country? Let's just point out one thing, you know, and that's just really why every time it's as if even when the government does something, people just look at it like, I mean, this is nothing out of all of the things that we're trying to fix in Nigeria to have a good life. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? The issue around insecurity is really a lot, is really, really a lot. And the government needs to pay attention to it. People are being abducted on a daily, people are being killed on a daily. Um, drugs, just about a lot of things causing havoc in the society, causing unrest. You know, people are losing their lives because of all of these things. Whose fault is that? Is it the fault of the Nigerian people who are trying to survive? Is it the fault of the government? Is it the fault of the security personnel? Who are we supposed to blame? You know, all we want is for this to stop. We don't want to continue waking up every morning, you know, to keep hearing how our people are losing their lives. Is really very very sad. It's really very sad. The issue around the poverty, food inflation was, when was that? You know, that we're talking about how that these days most persons even go and steal food from people, you know, because they don't have anything to eat. Do you understand? And there's this adage that people used to say that a hungry man is an angry man, you know, or something. People are basically looking for how to eat, how to survive, you know. And if there's a conducive environment for the Nigerian people to thrive, you know, I think that they are going to do all they can to thrive. And that's the role of the government, to make sure that they provide, you know, conducive environment for people to thrive. And when we're talking about conducive environment, it's also an environment that provides security and safety for its people to do their biddings and go back home safely. You know, it's just about a lot of things to just touch in the area of insecurity this morning. And I mean, if you also have, you know, something to add to that, by all means do well to calling. Now we're just going to touch one more story, and I open up the phone lines this morning. I told you that this conversation is going to be between me and you, right? Now let's look at this one on Vanguard taxes. On 70,000 naira minimum wage becoming unbearable. This one is coming from SANU this morning. Uh, the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, has expressed deep concern over the heavy tax burden on its members, citing the humongous tax deductions on various goods and services. These taxes include the pay as you earn tax, value added tax, and other unexplained tariffs are significantly affecting the salaries. SANU President Comrade Mohamed Ibrahim noted that these taxes have rendered the 70,000 naira minimum wage increase ineffective, leaving workers in a difficult financial situation. SANU also raised concerns about the inconsistencies in the government integrated financial management information system, that's the payment platform. The union reported cases of salary shortfalls and inconsistencies in third-party deductions, which some universities have attributed to salary shortfalls. SANU urged the government to address these issues and ensure that workers receive their full salaries and benefits. Additionally, the union called for the payment of outstanding allowances including the 25% and 35% salary increment of federal government or federal universities and inter-university centers. The SANU further highlighted various challenges affecting Nigerian universities, including non-payment of minimum wage by some state governments, electricity crisis, security concerns, and poor road networks. The union appealed to the government to address these issues, prioritize infrastructure development, and ensure safety and well-being of workers and citizens. SANU emphasized the need for worker-friendly tax regime and urged the government to take immediate action to alleviate the hardship faced by workers. Now, while I was also talking about insecurity this morning, I pointed out how that it's as if everything is just taken out from the 70,000 naira minimum wage that workers are trying to manage at this time. On this platform, we've talked about how that with the harsh economic realities on ground, 70,000 naira is little or nothing for even a single person, not to talk of, a household of, say, three or five. Um, I think it was during the time when we're talking about, NYSC complaining that they've not even started receiving the 70,000 naira minimum wage that was promised to them by, the federal government. And we also pointed out how that even the NLC started having conversations around, increasing this particular minimum wage. The issue around the 70,000 naira minimum wage, even as we speak now, there are some governors who are still unable to pay workers this minimum wage. And then from this 70,000 naira, we're seeing you have to now, the telecoms having increased their own, they've hiked their price, the cables, they've hiked their price. The CBN also, just about a lot of persons just hiking and hiking and hiking, and we're not even talking about the issues around tax. So this is also another thing that the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria has come out to express concern over, to talk about the deductions from just about everywhere and how the government needs to pay attention to it, because after all of these deductions, what is really remaining for you to now sort out personal bills? And if you're a family person, to sort out family bills. Most persons, before they even receive the 70,000 naira salary monthly, they've borrowed, they've just really borrowed a lot of money, and immediately the 70,000 naira is just entering, you're using it to pay out bills. Nothing is even remaining for you for the month. So it's leaving a lot of persons in difficult financial situations. People are not even able to afford basic monthly essentials with the 70,000 naira minimum wage. So it's really something that they need to also have a sit down to converse about. The SANU, the NLC, the federal government, the people who are representing the average Nigerians need to have a sit down with the government and look at how they can, find their way around making the lives of Nigerians, better. Is really very important to us, and they've talked about several other things also that is taken from this our 70,000 naira minimum wage. We're seeing how that even with the electricity sector now, most persons are going to be moved from the lower bands to the higher bands, and you're going to be paying more. Just about a lot of things that they touch that is affecting, both the SANU and Nigerian universities and average Nigerians, and how that the government needs to take immediate action to alleviate the hardships faced by Nigerian workers, the Nigerian people. This is a conversation that really needs to be looked into. There's just about a lot to talk about as it concerns the role of the government in protecting its people, and also making the environment conducive for its people to thrive. Just about a lot of things. And it's just as if, 2025, that, we're just 3 months in, just about a lot of things are just increasing, price hikes here and there. We don't even know what it's going to look like by the end of the year, and the government really has to sit on some of their policies and look at how they can come up with policies that would favor the average Nigerian persons. We've touched about a lot of things this morning, and it's about time for me to just open up the phone lines in case you want to be part of the conversation this morning. To send us a text message, you can reach out to us on 0901 615 0614. That is our WhatsApp line. To call us directly, 0808 704 1217. 0808 704 1217. That is our call line. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Abdallah.
Thank you very much.
Good to hear from you.
Thank you.
Amen.
Despite the fact that you say it's not one show today.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
You say it's one man show because I've not heard the voice of.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Abdallah.
God will make us. God will deliver us.
Amen.
You see. Let me start from the issue of this insecurity. Yes, our security agencies said that security is every man's business. Yes, it's quite accepted. But, the civilian population are not allowed to carry sophisticated
weapons. Yes, that's true.
Yes, they can be tagged with so many things. They will say maybe you are trying to oust the government of the day, or you are part of the people that are causing insecurity in the land. Do you know that even if it is cutlass, ordinary cutlass, if a police see you with it without writing it properly, they can arrest you and then they will take you to their police custody and interrogate you. So that is the problem we are facing. But it is a good one that they have accepted the fact that those states that have been ravaged with these insecurities have been allowed to establish some civilian or joint task force that are trained by the military and police that are allowed to carry light weapons. But can the light weapons match the sophisticated weapons that the terrorists are using? It's not possible. So that is why you see sometimes you discover that even if they confront these bandits, they cannot be able to do anything with them.
Oh, I think that we lost Mr. Abdallah right there as he was touching the issue around insecurity this morning. Mr. Abdallah, do well to call us back so that you can finish up with your point right there. Now, in case you want to put a call across to us, the number is still the same: 0808 704 1217. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good morning, Auntie Victor.
Good morning, Mr. Ruben. Good to hear from you.
Thank you.
Please go ahead.
Hi. Okay. Auntie, you see, our Nigerian government, our government is now eating up his own people. Because I think government is all about the people.
Yes.
If government is not doing anything to impact the life of the people, especially those, let me just say, those in the rural areas who have been affected mostly because of this insecurity.
Yes.
That means that government is not responsible, is not accountable. Now, how do we get here? We don't know how we got to this point. Nigeria is basically sitting on a time bomb. We are on a time bomb that can be exploded at any time. But I don't know which people that will be affected when the bomb exploded. But what I'm just saying, and which I believe are also the feelings of Nigerians out there, is that let our government leave all the things going around and tackle a particular problem. When they tackle a particular, there are key sectors that can improve the lives of ordinary Nigerians. If our government can focus on one sector I think other sectors will be handled, will be taken care of. Insecurity has been, since we entered this very year, 2025, from January to March, this insecurity has been troubling Nigerians. People have been dying. People have been dying on a daily basis, and we've not seen any results. That is why, even though the government said that they are doing something to impact the lives of people, because of people are not witnessing that result at hand, they may not believe what the government is saying. What we need to do is to pray, is to ask God to give us people that have sound mind, that have the interests of the people at mind. Most of these government officials that are there, they manipulated their way into that place. They rigged their way because they were so desperate for power in their quest to become whatever they want to become in government. They rigged their way into that office. And I think that is the reason why, that is most of the reason why they don't care about what people are saying, because the people did not elect them. If truly that the people elected them, I think they will have the interest of those that elected them in their mind. But I pray to God that God will give us people that will attend to the problems that millions of Nigerians are facing. Go to the rural areas, you see what is happening. Go to the riverine areas, you see what you ask them. If you ask people, are you people feeling the impact of government? You will see the response. Now, we just leave the Abuja, the central area that we are in now, the city. There are our rural areas. The people that are on the riverine side, in the creeks, in the mangroves, in the hinterlands, there are people living there. Because when I stayed in Bayelsa, I visited some of the creeks, some of the hinterlands. I saw what government has done to the environment, how they have polluted the environment through gas flaring and oil spill, how the people has been harmed, how their livelihood has been jeopardized. The fishing, the farming has been affected because of the oil spill. It is also the government that is draining the oil. But when they take the oil, they don't do anything to the community. They leave them in abject poverty. So is that a responsible government? You come and take oil from the community. You pollute the water. You pollute the air. You leave the people in disarray. It's not fair. I don't know why Nigerians, we don't deserve this. Please, okay. I know that God will support us through our earnest prayers. He will come to our aid. There is nothing that he cannot do, I believe. So I'm just my contribution and my suggestion is our government should look in. They should sit down and ask themselves questions: what can we do to impact the life of our people?
Thank you so much, Mr. Ruben, for your contribution. Right there, talking about how that is important for the government to sit with themselves and ask themselves, what they can do to impact the lives of the average Nigerian people. It's really a question to ask. I think it's about time that, our people in government sit with themselves, to begin to look at ways to improve the lives of the people that they are serving. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning,
Mr. Abdallah.
Thank you very much. Yes, the network has done a wonder to me.
So sorry.
I was talking about the
insecurity, yes.
The problem that we're facing now is that those who want to surrender are being infested by the same bandits. Like even their leaders, you might have heard that the leader of Miyetti Allah in Kwara State was killed yesterday when he was about to enter his house. And up till now, the culprits have not been apprehended. Recently, about 3 months ago, that of Katsina State was killed by the same bandits. And just about last year ending, that of Nasarawa State was killed. So there are so many issues like that, because they discover that their leaders are telling them the truth. And the majority of them, because of the lucrative nature of the business, they don't want to abandon it. And some of them that are said to entering into negotiation and reconciliation, majority of them that are not in tandem with that arrangement, they will relocate to other neighboring states and local governments. Just like what happened in FCT recently, which I told you in Angwanjaba and other places like Sudwada in Kagarko local government. That Angwanjaba is in Bwari Area Council under Kawu Ward. So up till now, they are yet to be released. The ransom placed on their head was they should pay 55 million naira. And when part of the money was given to them, they still kidnapped the people that took the money to them.
I brought the ransom.
For another money, the motor vehicle, brand new motor vehicle, boxers. So that is part of the problem. For the problem that the federal government workers, or can I say workers in general in the country are facing, attending to this event they call minimum wage. In fact, it is not a job that they gave with one hand and collected it back with one hand because of the taxation. And do you know that the Tax Management Act provided that you have relief if you are married with children and you have dependent relatives? You are having relief about 5% that has to be returned to your salary. But do you know that they charge flat rate? They don't consider anything like tax relief, the tax authority, and they do it not ignorantly. They did it deliberately, and they don't. The labor has not even thought over it. How can you have a wife and 2 or 3 or 4 children if you are on the same grade level with a bachelor and then collect the same money as your salary? It's very wrong. It's very wrong. Very wrong. Labor should come on board and bring out these issues so that all those who are married in the civil service, they should be given tax relief forms. These are forms that they normally give in order for people to fill, and then they will deduct back the relief and then pay them back to their salary. That will make the salary meaningful. So to me, it's not that Kanu or whatever is saying something that is out of place. In fact, they are right in what they are saying. And look at different types of taxation here and there. Cost of living very high. And do you know that even the prices of food items, after a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks that I have mentioned to you that prices have started reducing, they have started bringing it up again. You see, I don't know what is wrong with the Nigerian traders. So that is the problem. Because these beans is sold for 1,500, now 1,600. Rice is almost 2,500. You can see the irony. And the transportation, despite the fact that Dangote Refinery and NNPC reduced their prices from 960 to 828. The transport fare is still the same. They refuse to bring it down. And National Union of Road Transport Workers did not even see it fit to prevail on their members to reduce the prices that they charge for commuters. It's unfortunate. So most of the problems are man-made and are being inflicted by Nigerian people upon Nigerian people. So it is only prayer that can take us through to the promised land.
Thank you.
And will deliver us from all this dastardly behavior that has been manipulated and manifested by our people. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.
God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdallah, for
your contribution, right? There are quite a lot of things, that you pointed out when you were talking about the price increase. I because this is Nigeria, right? Most times when we even notice some sort of deduction, it doesn't last for even up to a week. We knew that before you know what is happening, prices are going to start going up again. Is it not in Nigeria that when things go up, when prices of goods go up, they never come down regardless of anything. So that's why I think it was last week that somebody called in and said, if we blame government small, we blame ourselves small, we blame our marketers small, because they also have a role to play. The issue around greed, also has a role to play. People just trying to look out for themselves and just forgetting that their their actions are having heavy impact on people. Our phone lines are still open in case you want to be part of the conversation. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, Okwi is my name. I call you for Kubwa.
Your name is what?
Okwi is my name.
Okwi from Kubwa.
Yes.
Good morning to you. Please go ahead.
Good morning. I greet you.
I greet you especially.
My own take is on insecurity
All right, please go
in
ahead.
this country, especially in the Benin State. But all this killing has started in the Benin State, day and night. Even people of Benue, they're not even calling and complain. Yeah, it's unfair. For their former governor, Autumn, they delivered them on the at least he come a little bit this thing. Former governor Autumn, delivered them from APC. They come back to APC because of sentiment. I don't know, because of this their governor is the 11th part of the entire APC. Because the killing continue and increasing. Yeah, it's unfair. People you are already out. Autumn delivery for us of APC. You carry your hand, enter APC again. Everyday killing. I don't know this Benin people. Do they have youth at all? Do they have youth? Enter bush. Since they are coming from bush, you know them. You know your enemy. And they are crying for. Enter bush. If they are coming from bush, you organize their youth. Even men and women, female, all these girls where they are not doing anything but on the street. Let them enter bush and fight the enemy. You are waiting for security agents. Wait for the security agents. They are coming. You continue die. If you say you are waiting Nigerian security agents, you continue die. Enter bush. They are flying. They are herdsmen coming from bush. You organize yourself. Enter bush and pursue your enemy. You are crying for like I don't know what I say. Thank you. Have another revelation. God bless you.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, Mr. Okwi from Kubwa. I know how sad it can be to hear issues around killings in our different communities, and you know how even when Mr. Abdallah was talking earlier, he also pointed out that there's really little or nothing that the people living in our various communities can do. Because you're not possessing arms. He also even pointed out that if security personnel even catch you with any weapon as little as a cutlass, you have explanations to do. And that's why we keep calling on our security personnel to just basically do the needful. Their sole responsibility is protecting the lives of Nigerian people. We're tired of hearing killings every other day. You are in your house, fight comes to you, you go out, fight comes to you, you want to go to work, is one chance. Just tell me where there's no problem. That's why this issue around insecurity, just like Ms. Abdallah would point out, is all hands have to be on deck. But the major responsibility is for our security personnel who have what it takes to fight insecurity squarely. We do not have what it takes. We don't have what it takes. The average Nigerian people don't have what it takes to fight insecurity. It's not even like their responsibility. Do you understand the point? Do they have the resources? Do they have what do they have to fight? Even sometimes when we call on communities, we call on young people in communities, the least that they can do is set up vigilante groups. Even the vigilante groups that are also trying to help, Do they have what it takes? Do they have the resources that they need to fight insecurity in our different communities? I mean, look at what happened in Benue State for 2 days. Friday, they came back again on Saturday. Now came back, with more persons, killing persons, burning down houses, and spoiling farm produce. What are we saying? The community people, the villagers, there's just really little that they can do, and that's why we keep calling on our security personnel, calling on our governments to just really do the needful as it concerns insecurity. Now, in case you're just tuning in, this is Bright Republic on Bright FM 98.7, and we've been touching some of the headlines that we have. We've looked at the issue around the killings that happened in Benue State, in Benue communities. We've looked at Catholic bishops coming out to talk about the hardships happening in Nigeria, both how that insecurity is also worsening, and we looked at taxes on the 70,000 naira minimum wage that is becoming unbearable for the Nigerian workers. All right, those are just some of the issues that we've touched. Now, when we come back, we continue. Please do not touch your radio. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Siri, play me some tunes.
Sorry, something went wrong.
Music, please.
Exclusive hot new mix.
Here we go.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no game.
Bright FM, where music never fails. Siri, play me some tunes.
Sorry, something went wrong.
Music, please.
Exclusive hot new mix.
Here we go.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no game.
Bright FM, where music never fails. Siri, play me some tunes.
Sorry, something went wrong.
Music, please.
Exclusive hot new mix.
Here we go.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no game.
Bright FM, where music never fails.
I am here since 3 days ago. Like corruption can happen at anywhere.
Corrupt with petrol. I prevent it with none of corruption with petrol.
I see them for hotel, I see them for market. And if you see them, you go know.
They say you get where them, then they embalm themselves, but me, I never go to that kind of place before.
Let's discuss the headlines and politics.
Going by the Senate Standing Orders of 2011 as amended, which is the genuine and authentic because it has never. I need protection. Will you shut up?
Get involved. Air your opinions. In this republic, we don't turn off your mic. Join us on Bright Republic, weekdays, 8 a.m.
Get ready. I am here since 3 days ago. Like corruption can happen at anywhere.
Corrupt with petrol. I prevent it with none of corruption with petrol.
I see them for hotel, I see them for market. And if you see them, you go know.
They say you get where them, then they embalm themselves, but me, I never go to that kind of place before.
Let's discuss the headlines and politics.
Going by the Senate Standing Orders of 2011 as amended, which is the genuine and authentic because it has never. I need protection. Will you shut up?
Get involved. Air your opinions. In this republic, we don't turn off your mic. Join us on Bright Republic, weekdays, 8 a.m. Get ready.
Welcome back. In case you are just tuning in, this is still Bright Republic on Bright FM 98.7. I think that will just take a few calls before we continue the conversation. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Okay, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Miss Abdallah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
You have spoken about this Catholic bishop from Nigeria holding a meeting and telling the government not about how the economic policies of the government has plunged the country into a serious economic turmoil. So they have done the right thing. I know it is a little bit belated, but it is better to say it out than to maybe kept mute. They are people that are supposed to be very close to Almighty God. So if they see something going wrong in the country, it's their duty to say it out. And even if they don't have any right or any way to actually relate people out of it, they should tell the government the truth at any time. But they should not be delaying like this, because so many people have suffered a lot with this economic policy. Whenever they discover it, without allowing it to exert devastating effects on the people of the country, they should come out in earnest to say it out.
Thank you.
So that maybe the government can revert to the status quo. Or maybe do some amendment and then bring out the one that will have minimal effect on the people of the country.
Thank you.
But what I want to say is that they should look at the issue of these disabled people. The disabled people or people with disability in any capacity.
Okay.
Those the able-bodied people in Nigeria are suffering a lot. How can you compare yourself with even those with disability, like the crippled, the blind, and others? You see? So they are most vulnerable. If the hardship that people are suffering in the country now, even the salary earners are complaining. What of those who only rely on begging for arms from people?
Yes.
You see? So, to me, let the government, especially those at the local level, the chairmen, councillors, the House of Reps, the members of National Assembly in all categories, as well as federal government, should bring out a policy that will cushion these effects of these policies that have been ravaging the country, which nobody knows when it is going to end. So that even the disabled and those who have one way or the other of any incapacity, they will be taken care of, even if it is little. Since there is no social intervention, no any social benefit of the weak people as well as the aged people in the country. So to me, I think the government will do well if they see to the plight of these people because they are having a lot of serious issues in their families, in themselves, especially somebody who cannot even be able to feed once in a day. If himself and his family, or one of his family has a problem of sickness, how is he going to take care of it?
Please round up, Ms. Abdallah.
So those are the things that I think the government and the
should pay
Catholic
attention
Bishop of
to.
Nigeria also should talk about.
Thank you.
In case of future. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Have a
so
wonderful
much.
conversation.
Thank you so much, Ms. Abdallah, for your contribution this morning. We'll touch a few stories right now and then open up the phone lines one more time. Kebi just walked into the studio. Kebi, good morning. Happy New Week.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Tell me happy birthday. Sharp, 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 sharp.
It's yesterday. But happy birthday.
All right. Thank you so much, Kebi. And now let's move forward to this story right here on Daily Trust. PDP chieftain asks Nigerians to chase out APC in 2027. The story is on Daily Trust. Aliyu Ibrahim, a former secretary of the People's Democratic Party in Kaduna State, has made a passionate call to Nigerians to unite and vote out the ruling All Progressive Congress APC in 2027 elections. Now, he emphasized that it is the responsibility of all Nigerians, regardless of their political affiliations, to ensure that PDP returns to power and rescues the nation from its current state of hardship. Now, his call to action was made during the distribution of Ramadan gifts, including rice to the less privileged imams and party members by Senator Lawal Adamu, who represents Kaduna Central. The former PDP secretary stressed that Nigerians must come together to chase the APC out of power, and not just in Kaduna State, but across the country. He believes that this collective effort is necessary to bring about the much-needed change and improvement in the lives of Nigerians. In addition to his call for unity and action, he also highlighted the vital role of youths and women in politics. He emphasized that these groups deserve better welfare and opportunities, and that their participation in politics is crucial for the country's progress. By emphasizing the importance of youth and women in politics, he underscored the need for inclusive and representative leadership that addresses the needs and concerns of all Nigerians. Kebi, I think that you already know how I want to start this conversation. You know, these people coming out to tell us what to do and what not to do as regards who to vote and who not to vote. I don't like it. I sincerely don't like it. With what is going on in Nigeria now, Nigerians should be left alone to call the shots in 2027. All we want is for our vote to count. If our vote counts, we know what to do. This party coming out today to tell us, vote out these people, we are the ones that should be here. This other party saying, Nigerians, we are going to be here till 2020, what again?
31.
Kebi, you know, we're tired. We're tired. We know what to do. If INEC does what they need to do well, in 2027, our votes will count. Because whether you are a blind person in this country or you are deaf, in fact, they are even the ones hearing more and seeing better now. With everything that is happening. Was it not this morning we talked about insecurity? We're talking about, Ms. Abdallah pointed out that the food prices that was reducing last week, that started going up again. Look at what is happening with minimum wage. Look at all of the hikes here and there and there. If you are in Nigeria now and you don't know what to do with that small power in your hand to vote, I sincerely don't know what to say to you. So both PDP and APC and Labour Party and all of these other parties coming out to say, remove these people, bring these people, remove these people. That's not what we need.
What we need is set up, make sure that, the systems are working. We know what to do. Nobody should tell us who to vote and who not to vote. You see how this thing that, they keep doing, and before you know what is happening, our election comes, somebody is on, because of the kind of poverty that is on ground at the time now, somebody is just giving 2,000 naira somewhere just to sell their votes. And before you know what is happening, we're recycling the same set of leaders who, because of them, we're at where we are as a country now. We're supposed to be moving forward. Which sector is working perfectly well, even as we speak in 2025? Which sector is working perfectly well? So with all of the things that are happening, Nigerians know what to do with their voters card. The question is, are you going to allow us to do the needful when the time comes? We should be able, it shouldn't even be about party anymore for us in Nigeria. It should be about who can deliver, who has a track record of doing the needful, who has a track record of serving the people. How many times have people defected from this place to this place to this place to this place? Is it not the same persons? Before you know what is happening now, some persons will move from this party to this party to this party. That's how the same persons are. It's just that is from one party to the other. It's the same persons. It's not about party for us now. We want quality leadership in Nigeria. And some persons should stop coming out to tell us what to do and what not to do with our rights, the small rights that we have. We should be able to decide. They should set up proper systems that would make our votes count in Nigeria. That's what we're saying. That's what we're asking for. Come 2027, because what happened with the last elections, that people came out in their numbers, young people came out in their numbers for the presidential elections, and after that, what happened? And you see the effect with the governorship election. How many persons came out to vote during the governorship election? Why? Because their hopes were just taken and just crushed into pieces. And young people did not come out again. Most persons in Nigeria did not come out again. We've started shouting again. 2027 is coming. Get your voter's card. Come out and vote. What we want from these persons in power is to set up systems that would actually make out. If it's for voting who we want, Nigerians, if you are seeing Pepe now, you know that you have to do the needful. So they are going to come out and vote who they feel should serve them. The question is, are we going, our votes, with our vote counts? Are there going to be systems that will make our votes count? So both people coming from the chieftains of PDP, or people from APC, or people from Labour Party, NNPC, all of those persons just coming out to say, oh, these people, vote them out, vote us in. These people, vote these people. That's not what we want now. We know what to do with our voters card. Just make sure that the systems are working. INEC should please help us in 2027. I think that's my take on this one. Kebi, yeah, let's hear from you.
Okay. We all know that we have the right to vote and be voted for. And seeing what is happening recently in Nigeria, you see that right has been taken away from us.
Sad.
Because in as much as we come out to vote, like they encourage us to come out, vote, come out massively. Youth, you have the power. Youth, you have the right.
Your voter's card is your power.
I remember those times when I used to hear at school, during school election, you hear just one. Only you alone can make a difference and all of that. So you hear all of this, but you just know that at the back of your mind, I don't know if it's at the back of your mind, but me, at the back of my mind, I just have this mindset that I'm trying to change, but I'm not seeing ways for it to change. That at the end of the day, they are going to do what they normally do. So even if as much as we come out to vote, at the end of the day, we know that what we are seeing, reality, is going to be different from what we're going to see or hear on air. And them coming out to tell us it's all right. Obviously, we know that we're supposed to come out and vote. But at this point in time, in my own opinion, I think political parties are not supposed to even come out to tell us who to vote and who not to vote for, who to remove and who not to remove, because we are seeing it. We're seeing what is happening in Nigeria. We know how these parties are misbehaving. We know how they go from one party to another when it's not favorable to them in this party. You see that the same person deflect to this other party and all. It's like it's a cycle. They just go round and round. So at this point, in my own opinion, they do not have parties again do not have the right to tell us who to vote. And like I said, like the next coming election, what we need to do is, as citizens, what we need to do is not look at parties anymore. We need to look at who is coming on seat.
Capacity.
Because these people,
qualities,
they come
character
up,
traits.
they come up with the agendas, and those agendas are what Nigerians are looking for. We really need growth. We really need development. And when we look at these agendas, we see them and be like, yes, this is what we... Is it unemployment? We need employment. Is it our road infrastructures? You see, there's a lot of things Nigeria we need. And when they come out, place these agendas, and we hear them, we're like, yes, this person have us at the back of their mind that they want to make Nigeria better. But at the end of the day, you see that when they come and sit, they just touch one or two, then that is it. They just keep going in circles, and we're doing this, we're touching here, we're doing... What we need is an individual or a party that has people that has done tangible things, that has done tangible work. That when you look at the past, you see what they have done so far, and you see that whatever thing they touch, whatever sector they hold, they did magnificent at that sector. They did well. That is what we're looking at. That is what Nigerians should look for, not party, not agenda, because there's a lot happening. This recent party that we all know, has come out to state that they have intentions of taking the entire state. They want to make sure that their party occupies the entire state. And now, how do you want to remove those people that are already settling? They have grounds already, and your own party doesn't even have that much grounds. I mean, there's a lot of people living, and you see the issues that are happening, the quarreling, the fighting, left, right, and center happening in the party, and you guys don't have enough. You might have, but it's not enough capacity to hold her against the recent party. You can't remove them because they are the ones ruling. They are in power, just like we said during that Edo governorship election. We said they are the ones in power. I mean, APC is in power, and you said you want to look for ways to remove them. No. That is how the system is now in Nigeria. Once you're in power, it's quite difficult to actually remove a sitting governor who is in power, except that person wants to just let it be and all of that. So if they have intentions of doing that, they need to step up. They need to build their group, their party again, in order to be able to remove this recent party, if that's what they have intentions on doing. And they should bring up people that will make Nigeria better, not the same circles we're seeing that they're just coming for themselves. Because what we're seeing now with most politicians are people who are just coming out for themselves. They'll come up with their agenda, quite all right. They come up with the agenda and all of that. But 1 year, no, not even 1 year, 6 months, you see that everything is changing. Maybe they just touch a little part of the sector and all of that. And at the end of the day, you see that there's no difference. It's just like, you know the normal statement we make in Nigeria, we say, okay, the past leader was even better than you.
It's not comparing.
And we're tired of that, comparing all the time. We'll be like, the past president or the past administration was better. We need to look for ways to make sure that we stop doing all this party, let's come together and remove. I know party is there to checkmate the other party and all of that, but we need to grow past that stage and bring in people that will know that will make Nigeria great, no parties again.
The Nigerian people have lost trust in the government, in the system, in just about everything. They're just living one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
We need to create systems that will rebuild the trust of the Nigerian people. And if there's one system that I think needs a lot of work and, would build back the trust of the average people if they do well, is the INEC. And that's why we're calling on, the INEC. 2027 is coming. let the votes of the people count. That's all we're
You know,
asking.
Sunshine, in as much as INEC really need working, we really, the individuals actually in INEC are the ones that really need
it's a
that
body-
working, because
INEC would not exist if there are no
Because-
people who are working. So we're speaking to the conscience of those people who are
the
working.
people
with
that are in
INEC.
that seat, that are in that position right now, are not patriotic to Nigerians. Yet they're just after their own selfish interests. That's why I see that they are easily bought. That's why I see that they can easily manipulate result and all of that. So if if the people at the position now can make sure that they actually just try and bring in people with integrity. That's just the thing, because people that don't have integrity makes it difficult, makes it all the efforts that Nigeria will come out to vote on waste. So if these people are actually patriotic and have integrity, then we are good to go. But the thing is, when you're living in a system where being a patriotic Nigeria or being an integrity or have
Having
integrity doesn't count anymore, because we know how it always turn out to be. It's either you are being threatened, your family, they are being threatened. You see household, your stuffs that you have built for so many years, they just burn it down and all of that. So like there's a lot of work we need to do, not just for only INEC, but like the entire
Across
government
board.
system. They
Across
really
board.
need to
Yeah.
have that change, just like Mr. J will always say, that change of mindset, mentality. They really need to change it. Otherwise, we'll keep going back in circles. We'll keep bringing the same people. We'll keep repeating the same histories and stories over and over again, because we are still bringing in the people that don't have integrity, and they're not being patriotic to Nigeria or try to make. I'm too tired of being in that developing state. Can't we move forward from developing to developed?
Thank you so much, Kabia. Let's touch one more story so that we can hear from our fantastic callers this morning. Now, on leadership, looming food insecurity, address farmers' challenges now, experts tell FG. The food crisis in Nigeria has worsened nearly 2 years after President Bola Tinubu declared a state of emergency of food security in July 2023. Despite promises of swift interventions to combat rising food prices, insecurity affecting farming communities and low agricultural productivity, the situation has continued to deteriorate. Now, the latest Cardi Harmonized projection forecast, the forecast is that about 33.1 million Nigerians will face acute food and nutrition insecurity by 2025, by mid 2025. Experts have criticized the government for failing to translate its policies into concrete actions, with agriculture receiving far less than the 10% benchmark set by the Maputo Declaration on Agriculture and Food Security. Professor Uche Amalu, an agronomy expert, expressed concerns about the state of food security in Nigeria, stating that the government appears to be paying lip service to the food crisis. He emphasized that food security involves ensuring food is available, accessible, and affordable for all Nigerians while maintaining environmental sustainability. Now, to address the food security crisis, experts are calling for more practical grassroots-driven solutions and improved budgetary allocations to agriculture. The national president for the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Kabir Ibrahim, emphasized the need for closer collaboration between federal and subnational governments to ensure success. Additionally, the national president of the Potato Farmers Association of Nigeria, Chief Daniel Okafor, highlighted the importance of allowing farmers greater participation in decision-making and policy implementation. One thing that caught my attention is the forecast that says that about 33.1 million Nigerians will face acute food and nutrition insecurity by mid-2025. I mean, we're already in 2025, very soon now.
We're getting close to the mid.
I think it was the NLC that came out, I think it was last December, to complain that in the history of Nigeria, we can't even remember the last time diseases like kwashiorkor came on board. That now kwashiorkor is beginning to resurface. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
I know.
People are not eating well. The basic vitamins and nutritions, or how do we explain it? All of these things that would keep your body and soul together and, keep you healthy. We're not saying it. Some persons even drink garri in the morning, drink garri in the afternoon, drink garri that's if you even have
The garri.
garri that you would drink morning, afternoon, night. Some persons eat once a day these days. Some persons just maybe eat bread in the afternoon for the entire day.
And it's so painful that we have leaders that we are looking up to make sure to make it right.
Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? If we're talking about food security, just like they pointed out, is that food is affordable. Is food affordable now? Food is not affordable anywhere.
And with the state of the emergency they declared,
is food available? Food is not available. Look at what is happening with farmers. Look at how communities are being ravaged. Food banks being destroyed. Is food accessible? So we're experiencing food insecurity, for crying out loud. And something needs to be done about it. Some persons are now even venturing into crime just to eat food. It's not like it's in their nature to harm other people. But like man got to chop. That's now the reason why, the reason some persons are giving to break into people's house and go. The people that you are breaking into their house, have they even eaten? Do you understand the points I'm trying to make? So experts are calling on the government to do the needful, because just like we're talking about how that is a ticking time bomb. If it gets to the point where majority of persons, our average Nigerians who are trying to survive are no longer able to afford like the basic things, basic necessities, it means that things have gone out of hand. Families of 3, families of 5, sometimes even as one person who is living in Abuja, paying house rent, paying other rents, and buying food supplies and all of that, just as one person, you know how it can be with what you're earning. Sometimes I will ask myself, so how are families doing? The last time it was before I came back last weekend, I just heard knock on our gates. I didn't even know, because I don't know a lot of persons, so nobody usually comes to look for me unless it's my teenagers. When they were hearing knocks, my neighbor had to go. It was just somebody who came to say, "Auntie, please, anything." And this I'm talking about a family of 6, so no, the father is late. Had to pack everything in my kitchen. I said, "Come and collect. You people should first eat." They don't have anything to eat that night. So what are we saying? And these are average persons. So the mom is working, doing small business here and there. Children are going to school. How about people that cannot even afford school fees, or can't even afford anything? Which day were we talking about how that people are now even finding it difficult to give out alms to beggars? Because nobody, if you guess, now you want to give the do you understand the point I'm trying to make? Because this hardship we they talk about, it's not funny. It's really not funny. So that's what Mr. Abdallah was talking about when he was touching the issues around vulnerable people. Now, the people that are vulnerable, that are depending on people to survive, the people that you're depending on, they are struggling to survive. So if the issue around food security becomes worse than it is right now, I don't know what we're going to do. And that's why these experts are coming out to call for more practical grassroots driven solutions, and also the issue around budget allocation, catering to farmers, providing security for these people.
Kebia, let's hear from you.
Well, you've said it all because that's just the basic things we need to look at.
Sorry, let's touch this story. But look at butchers now. The butchers are coming out to say that cow price is now 2 million.
Yes.
Do you understand? They say the cheapest cow now is around 700,000 naira. And this is what used to be like 200, 350 before. Do you understand? Now the cheapest cow is around 700,000 naira. That butchers now are struggling to stay in business. Very soon now, you know, they'll shut down their businesses because of rising in cow prices. Sometimes if you just go and say you want to buy meat and they say there's no meat of 1,000, there's no meat of 2,000, you come out, you just do about ton.
No, even
and
if you
go
see
back
the
to your
1,000, you feel like crying. Because there was a time I went to market, I saw 1,000. It was 4. He can't, when he just did, I said, okay, what are you doing? He said, but I did not see what is happening in the present economy. And you want me to put how many for you? I said, okay, put Jara, let it be 5. He said, no. So that means, he said, no, he put the Jara. So that means it's the Jara that made it 4. So it's 3 that is even the 1,000. This,
I don't know.
And the funny part is, they keep these are leaders, the people who are looking up to make it better for us, keep coming out to say they are working, they are making things better, they are making sure that they reform the administrative reform that they had intentions to is coming to play. I mean, like, there's a lot of things you just keep saying, and at the end of the day you keep asking yourself, you the citizen that's actually feeling this, you keep asking yourself, what are they actually doing? I mean, we here actually, we have the ability to see what they are doing. I mean, hear, read what they are doing. But reality, even as much as we see and we come out to say, okay, this is what they are doing, or this is what they did, and all of that, reality is actually pinching in so many places. Like, when you go to the market, you hear the prices of, I mean, which day I went to market, I heard one woman pricing a whole Titus that I know before. I'm hearing 6,000. The man was like, I beg, give me the cheapest fish where you don't say you get for this place. 6,000.
People now settle
Even
for,
the
you know, that
crayfish.
Small fish that they
I
used
know
to do.
it's now expensive.
People now settle
too.
for it. That's like 500.
Then even the crayfish that people normally manage at least 100. Now if you see the 100, that's even if you see the 100. But at the same time, this administration is coming out to tell us each day that they are working. Is it that the working you are working is to make the country tough, or you are working to make it better, or you are working to lessen the burdens of Nigeria? Every day, new sector. I'm surprised that this week now, no sector has come out to say they are actually working on increasing, because that's what they have been doing. This sector will come out and say, okay, they want to increase. Like, a lot is happening, and our leaders are backing this up. Is it prepared? Is it light? A Home Minister of Power is coming out to say that he is in full support, that it is going to help and make light better, when we're having constant light issues. Is it the telecom tariff? They are backing everything up. They are not even going against, okay, you don't need to increase. Let's look at your budget. Let's look at how things are being done in your company or in this sector. Then we're not increasing. But this one, they are backing it up. They are not even considering the pepper seller or the woman that is trying to make sure that her home survive when she go out to sell her ugu and all of that. Which day I went to market to buy ugu, I almost cried. You can't even eat well.
That's a thought of
because
ugu.
You can't eat well because the prices of things are going high, that even the things you normally buy before at some cheap rates, now when you go to the market, you'll be hearing even medicine. You can't even get the right
medicine. Let's not even go there. The way people are self-medicating.
Yesterday, I went to the pharmacy and there was this man, I want to buy malaria drugs, and they told him the prices of the drugs. The cheapest was 1-2. He went for that one. It's not like he even have the complete money. It was like, I'll bring the money later for it. But he went for that one. The one that I'm sure that will not even do well. that will not do the work for him. That's
Let's
what's
not
happening.
talk about treatments.
Them
and
even
all of
coming
that.
out with this, the expert coming out with this to tell us that mid 2025 we're going to be experiencing more hunger and lack of nutrients. It's happening. We don't even need to wait for the mid 25. It is happening already.
People cannot eat fruits now.
Which day I went home,
one apple is 700 naira.
I'm telling you,
one
which
apple.
day I went home and I had a knock when I went out. It was somebody that used to work for me before, and I asked him, "I'll go with you. I'll not call you to come do anything for me." He said no. Say their house never chop. That if I can find him something, I was like, even me, I'm finding something. He was like, no, please, madam, at this point you're bigger than me. And I'm like, is this okay? What about transportation? You see how people just risk their life in order to go to their workplace.
John would always complain about people that are
flying. Let me give
you pickups, right?
Pickups, right? Let me give you the one I saw. Is it last week? You know this van that they put all these crates and all of that. There's no seats at the back. It's just plain and everything. I saw people inside. And any movement, if that driver if that driver did not drive well, those people will fall out. Because there's nothing to hold.
They're hanging.
They're just hanging. The one that was even holding on to the door, it remained small like this. He would have fallen out of it, the car, the van.
Okay.
And I'm still seeing that I think which uniform they are talking of, making sure that people stop flying peacocks and all of that, pickups and all of that. I'm like, the little ones that people are using to survive, you still want to take it out from their hand.
Nigerian road transport workers. Let's open up the phone lines and see how much calls we can take before we round up the conversation for this morning. It's really very sad, Kebia. It's really very sad what Nigerians are going through.
Even when they came out with the statistics of inflation going down, Nigerians were still shouting that it is not going down, it is going up. In fact, it's going up. Even with this Ramadan, see, people are complaining that it's actually difficult for them to.
This Ramadan is how did they even say
people
that
are
thing?
Still coming out to complain that it is even difficult for them
that
to
food
eat
is the
properly.
cheapest.
That is why I said those things are mostly on paper. Those things are mostly just to come out to fulfill our righteousness and all of that. Okay, we're talking. Remember, the president said to the ministers and his cabinet member, come out and talk. Come out and tell these people what you are doing. Now it's not your work should speak for you. You come out and speak for your work.
Let's open up our phone line 0808-704-1217 in case you want to share your thoughts with us before we round up for this morning. And in case you want to send us a text message on WhatsApp, the WhatsApp number is 0901-615-0614. To send us a text message, 0901-615-0614. For direct call, 0808-704-1217. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Abdallah. Please make it quick. Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Abdallah.
Thank you very much. If not, I would have said it is one woman show in the studio. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
The statement credited to Ibrahim, the former spokesperson of PDP. You know, it's not a matter of PDP or APC or Labour Party or what have you. It is the character of the people, the integrity of the people, and whether people have impeccable character in many ramifications, because I can't say in all ramifications. Nobody is a saint. Yes. If we have people that are very credible, that are so transparent, that are people of high integrity, they should contest as independent candidates. That would be better.
I think the issue is around even buying the tickets. There's a lot of money.
They should not use any logo of any party. So I want, if they would agree with my suggestion, please, during this revisit to this electoral act, they should make provision for independent candidacy.
Yeah.
And let Nigeria people elect people of their choice based on merit.
Based on merit.
Because it is only those that have been elected based on merit that can be able to serve you and serve you well.
Thank you.
So if that is not possible, it means that we are still going back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Because PDP has governed Nigeria for 16, it is how many years?
16 years.
Yes. And we have seen how they govern the country. Even the World Bank aid or grant that was given, that time dollars had value and naira had value. About $10 billion. Nobody knows where it is. It is only that the minister then was sentenced to 6 months in prison. After that, he went and chopped his money. So,
Let's round up, Mr. Abdallah.
What it has done. And remember too, during that time, the election umpire then was waiting for election result from other states. But the president of the day said, please declare the election. Declare the winner. That is all. And the chairman declared the winner without waiting for the result of other places to come.
This is Nigeria.
So that is what PDP are telling us. They are very wrong. Nigerians are very wise now. Then coming to security of food.
Please round up, Mr. Abdallah, please.
Thank you very much. Let me be snappy.
Yes.
This security, without the security, fiscal security of the farmland and the people that will farm, I don't think we will get it right. The little money, the little work that farmers have done is because they have decided to show their resilience and then continue to go to farm to save their farms.
Yeah.
It's not that government has done wonderfully well in assisting them with farm inputs or maybe insecticide and others. It is their own trial. They have done their best to source these items by themselves. Most of the money that have been given out, they don't even go to the real farmers in the hinterland.
Yeah.
They are sent through the coordinators. Most of the coordinators are who know who. They are members of the same gang, I can say. So it is only scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Thank you, Mr. Abdallah.
So please, the last is the plight of the common man, especially those with disability. In fact, people are in a serious economic situation. Let the government in all ramifications come to their aid.
Thank you.
And that topic also help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abdallah, for your contribution right there. We appreciate you. I think we can take one or two more calls before we round up for the morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Victory.
Good morning,
Good
Mr.
morning, Mr.
Steve.
I was waiting for Debbie to come because you have been back.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, Mr.
Well,
Steve.
I want to say here that in summary of everything,
Yes.
our rulers have failed us.
Really sad.
In summary of everything, so long as the present INEC is still there, we expect no change at all. My advice is that Nigerians, if we are really serious with these people out, we can do it. That's the only way out. We want to wait for them, they're not ready to do anything. Because all this is that we are talking about headlines. Do you think they are here? They are not hearing it. They see it. They know it. They are aware, and nobody wants to do anything. So that's the bottom line. That Nigerians should rise. I'm calling on Nigerians to rise if we are really patriotic and serious. These people are not ready. People are warming up. These are 2027. They had a while, whatever. They came to say in the history. They were just speaking for themselves instead of, for every Nigerian, instead of that, they're speaking for themselves politically. That this Ramadan is the best that food has come down or what. I don't know how to. Which is a very big lie. I live in my community here in the house of them, or whatever. There's nothing that has come down. It's just nothing. Yeah, it's still going on. And we have no choice. Then if you don't buy, well, you know what to do with your family. Families are really having it tough. Very, very tough. And the APC government that ruled for 8 years, and they came back again, and no solution. And we're talking about somebody saying PDP man. PDP, as far as I'm concerned, is a donor, it's a dead party. As far as I'm concerned, because the members of PDP are told they are the grievous. They don't want to even allow their parties to stabilize. They don't even want their parties to thrive. And in fact, they are not even in a position against them. Don't say anything again. That appeal is just making it just to talk. The worst is the Labour Party. You understand? The worst is the Labour Party. We thought Labour Party was coming to make. They have come to join the one bandwagon. And if we are in a country that does things stop, the Labour Party will extinguish in 2027. Because, in fact, they know it. They are even defecting to, most of them are defecting to it. So, my sisters, we are in very, very trouble. All what you have been analyzing is what is happening. Then, where is the work they are working? Then you ask yourself that. Where is the work? You are milking Nigerians, you are telling Nigerians to be patient, and then you don't want to allow us to be patient. You are sucking everybody dry. Look at the kind of money banks are making now. Banks are the laziest institution in this country. Banks. Instead of them to make their own money, they are not collecting from us. You hear the profit they will make after tax at the end of the financial year. What is that? Why are we still doing that to ourselves? Let me stop so far.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Mr.
very
Steve,
much.
for your contribution right there.
This government, they are like leech. They are sucking out of Nigerians. And they are sucking us dry.
Let's take this last call before we round up for this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning once again.
Good morning.
I greet two of you in the studio.
Mr.
Okay, my name.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Please, issue of PDP said that to quit out the APC. If they know that they are quit out the APC, the candidate will not come from North. Yes, because if you come from North, PDP already fell. Yes. If they want to kick out the APC, let them make their candidate from the South, so that all the South will give support. Then they'll kick APC out. The issue of Catholic bishop, are you hearing me?
I can hear you.
Catholic bishop. If they know what they are doing, if you know what we are doing, PDP and the APC will not be there for the first time. Yes. They are busy collecting tithe and offering and the bazaar money, forgetting the masses. Now, Tinubu have collected power. That's short chances. Maybe the number of offering that they are getting is not, the offering is not coming much and tight.
Hello.
Their chances. Catholic bishop, if you know what you are doing, Tinubu and the APC will not be there for the first time. Thank you. Have a nice day. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Okwi from Kubo, for your contribution. I think it's about time that we round up. And I just wanted to point out one more time that what the Nigerian people want is quality leadership, regardless of where you're coming from. Nigerians will forever be will forever be grateful for former President Yar'Adua. He's from the north. There are some leaders that you call their name. They are not from your tribe. They are not from your religion. but you know that these people have offered Nigeria something fantastic. That's what we're
Yes.
looking for. We don't want to keep recycling leaders that, that keep us in situations like this, And that's why I'm saying that Nigerians, even the blind people now, can see. If you are deaf now in Nigeria, you can hear. With everything that is happening, if you're a child, you know the state of the country. There's nobody who is not feeling the impact in whatsoever way. That's why I'm saying, can these people allow our votes to count in 2027? That's all. If they are going to make room for our votes to count, set up technology that will allow every one person's vote to count. You see that Nigerians are able to choose who they feel can lead them. Kebia, your last takes for the morning, please.
Well, I don't have. Let me just say that this administration, the present leaders, we are looking up to you. That's the reason why we put it there. The ministers, the entire cabinet, we are looking up to you to make Nigeria better. We are looking up to you to make things less difficult for us as Nigerians. So please step up and do it rather than making it difficult for us as Nigerians, rather than making us to cry and lament all the time. We're supposed to be rejoicing that the people that are actually leading us are leading us well, not taking us backward. So please help and make Nigeria better again, because the things that happen in Nigeria is not funny.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kebia, for joining us halfway.
It's Nigeria that happened.
I appreciate you this morning. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Now, for all of our callers for the morning, Mr. Abdallah, shout out to you. Thank you so much. First caller for the morning, Mr. Ruben, good to hear from you. Thank you. Mr. Okwi from Kubwa, first time caller for today. We appreciate you for taking our time to call us. I hope that you become consistent with your calls, Mr. Okwi from Kubwa. And then Mr. Steve, thank you, Mr. Steve. We appreciate you for finding time to reach out to us this morning. Now, this is where we're going to be calling it a morning on Bright Republic. For today, Obi of Sports is already standing by to give you all the latest on the world of sports. To have a fantastic Monday today, and please, stay safe out there.